Interesting. That's the only connection that the zone has, right? Well, it has a connection to the moon as well. It's just crazy to think about, right? Well then. Old Charlene. Xenos Lacrimarum, Best Ways Burrow. That's only... Wait a second. It costs 1,459 gil to travel from Garlemald to Old Charlian. It only costs 500 gil to teleport to the frickin' moon? I guess they kept specifically the moon at 500. Interesting. Well... It's good to be back. Oh, it's snowing. Any new side quests yet? Oh, the level 83, yeah. That specimen came from the moon. I'll unlock that first. But yeah, I'm curious. So this is the this unlocks the crafter quests, right? This unlocks the leaf quests. Did I miss the role quest somewhere? Or, I mean, the only place where I could have missed them would have maybe been Ratzat Han. Or maybe they're unlocking now. Which would also be interesting. Maybe they put them a little bit later to tell a more interesting story? I'm confused about that, though. I really am. Huh. Oh, it's just great seeing so many people here. I really hope that this place gets more populated than Kugane and the Crystarium. Although I have to admit, during Stormblood, Kugane was actually fairly popular. There were quite a few people there during Stormblood all the time. I mean, probably also because one great thing that they did was put the entrance to Eureka in Kugane. So people were forced to be there, which really helped with just having more people running around Kugane, you know, as a whole. I really hope that this place, you know, keeps being populated. I would really like that to be the case. That's down there, right? Yeah, the hunting board was there. Did I actually finish the other hunt thing, by the way? Junior Guild? No, I didn't. What am I missing? Oh, at Labyrinthos. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Well, I look forward to returning to Labyrinthos. Oh well. I'll find the role quest sooner or later. Mathota is looking decidedly smug. Good to see you. I've heard a great deal about your recent exploits, as has everyone else. That's why I feel confident recommending you for associate level hunts. The challenges you face from here on out will be significantly tougher to contend with, but I wager you can handle them. You've yet to give me reason to believe otherwise. Associate specimens are not only more threatening, but also more difficult to track down. You'll have to seek them out in the world's most inaccessible and inhospitable reaches, like bloody Garlemald. Gods, I hate that place. Now, if Ilsevites and Friendly North was our only problem, I'd simply remind you to strap on your furs and take some ale for the road, but, well, perhaps it's best if you ask Shilakshai what she's working on. There's nothing quite like hearing it straight from the Chocobo's mouth. Yes, I heard from here. If Nothota insists, I will tell you precisely what I'm dealing with at the moment. Let's look at this request from Chrysiel, shall we? She's Charlian's sole xenobiologist, a self-proclaimed one, mind you, and it's her raison d'etre to prove that life exists upon stars other than our own. You know what I really like about this? It actually makes sense that there would be forum members who would request specimens from the moon, because they know about it, right? So it even makes sense. That is so mind-blowing to me. The astronomers have long since banned her from their meetings and refuse any request she makes on principle, but alas, we have no such luxury. She's been demanding samples from the moon for some time now, despite the obvious impossibility of acquiring them. Associate hunts often present such challenges, once with no ready solution. Though we gleaners pride ourselves on our resourcefulness, all we can do in such cases is post them on the board and hope for a miracle. Try telling that to the clients, though. In any case, I would be thankful if you take a look at the board and try your hand at any builds that suit you. The guild chap has high hopes for your success. No pressure, of course. That specimen came from the moon. Associate guild ship mark builds are now available. You're now permitted to take builds for Associate Hans. What's at Han? Your quest and senior marks will reach. Oh, 89? It's weird that this quest was level 83, not 84, but I guess... No, I mean... well, technically you could teleport back here, and then back to the moon, I guess. Yeah. Ah, shit. Nah, I couldn't have done it on Paladin anyway, because it's higher level. Associate Guildship Mark builds. Garlemald. Moon. 7. Well, I probably will do them much later on. I don't know that we'll return to the moon all that quickly. I don't think so. Alright. Let's see how the story continues, shall we? Maybe this time I'll actually get to log out in my room. I mean, it's still some time today, but maybe. Considering we'll most likely be staying here. Tataru! Oh, it's so good to see you, and free from chiblains, I take it? Chili blade? What? You'll be pleased to know everything's been kept in order since you've been away. I've been brought a few useful knickknacks with me from back home. But no sooner had they arrived than I received word from Kryl in poor health, and you on the moon? If you meant to give me a fright, you succeeded. Sorry. Welcome back. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Heidelin called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered. my body flowing through the life stream toward Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of ether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh, for it was in that moment I understood Raha's wariness from the Tower of Zod. Would that I could laugh at times like this. Though we prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world, I am curious to know what else took place there on the moon. Perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they've arrived. Oh, wait? Oh, I think I have to wait in here, right? Well then, let's wait for the others. Yes. Whew. I really have done a great deal, haven't I? Been through Garlemald, and now today through all of the moon. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Not at all. We understand you've been quite busy. Will Urianger be joining us? Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid. Though he can explain why better than I. The final days, as befell Amarot. And we are to escape via the moon? What of the source and its reflections? I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So, how do we stop this? Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarot, the solution would be to alter the flow of ether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiac, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing. But it should go without saying that such a sacrifice cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days. A feat which even the Amarotines could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Mare Lamentorum. There's still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amarotines' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Right, I didn't even really reconsider about the things that we learned, so... I mean, obviously we still don't really know, but from what we've heard, the final days maybe weren't actually... really anyone's fault. I mean, I guess they might have been, but the way they were described to us now almost seemed like they just were an unfortunate cosmic event. Nothing necessarily purposefully set in motion. So if you consider that, I mean, we still don't exactly know what happened in Amarot, as they just stated here. So, it's still stands to reason that there is something else there. So the ether got stagnant in certain places. And for some reason that is currently still unknown to us, that wreaked havoc on the creation magics. So for a long time I sort of looked at it as, oh, there was some great disturbance, right? The planet cried out, and because of that, the Amaranthines became fearful, and they, practically went crazy, right? And because of that, because they suddenly felt emotions that they maybe weren't even really familiar with, because they lived such perfect lives, their creation magics ran rampant, right? But now, reconsidering this and thinking about it more as a cosmic event of some sort, I wonder if it wasn't just that. I wonder if it wasn't just them being fearful, but at the same time something actively altering their creation magics. Meaning that, creation magics are based on ether, right? They're still very much the same thing as our magics in a way. They're just way more powerful. They're able to form and displace and change the ether way more and in way more powerful ways than we are able to do. But the basic principles would still be the same, right? Now thinking about that, we don't entirely understand why these creation magics are so much more powerful than what we do, right? And therefore, maybe because of these different flowing ether currents, it wasn't just that the Amaranthines felt fear or, dark emotions that would create these fearful beings, but rather it could also be that in tandem, sort of, at the same time, the ether itself changed in a way that they had not foreseen. And maybe the results of their creation magic were just different than what they expected, different what they wanted, right? And then, sort of considering all of that, thinking about, well, what are the final days now? Because at first, right, when we looked upon Zodiac and learned a bit more about that, I thought of it as, well, Zodiac sort of put the world back into its state that we now know, right? And he maybe held the forces at bay which prompted the final days to happen. Which, yes, he did, but not in the way that I was thinking about before, right? He didn't actually hold any malformed beasts back, or force the planet to be the way that it was, but rather he sort of... Zodiac's power meant that the flow of ether itself was changed, and instead of being stagnant at these points that we were talking about, he made it so that the ether was still, normal in a way, was still still worked the same way, which meant that the creation magic worked the same way, which meant that life just worked as it was supposed to work, right? Yeah, so what the destruction of Zodiac now brings isn't actually that it will exactly recreate the final days, or that it suddenly unleashes this army of monsters. I mean, I'm sure that somehow it will at some point, not less because we've seen that in the trailer, but there must sort of be a different reason for that, right? I mean, because otherwise, the ether just becoming stagnant would probably still prompt, catastrophes and a calamity in a way. Because it would probably kill the people that were close to those particular events, because it would sort of put them in a stasis where their bodies would die. But it would also, if you think about it, if you think about the flood of light on the first, for example, it would literally obliterate, sort of living things and other things. There wouldn't be wind anymore, right? That would cease to be. There wouldn't be water anymore, and things like that at that particular point. And then you have to think about, well, how would that point then interact with everything around it? Probably there would be some disturbances that would very quickly engulf the entire planet. I mean, if you think about it, even on our Earth, there are happening events which influence, like global winds, for example, that can have a drastic effect on our weather, for example, right? Can either be very cold or very hot for a long time, or it can rain a lot in one particular spot. And I'd imagine that this stagnant ether in one spot would cause similar phenomena, right? But again, the underlying principle would be the same for the final days, but the outcome should be slightly different, I feel like. Because we don't have creation magic. And therefore we can't sort of manifest our fears. Unless we're maybe talking about primals, which sort of is creation magic in a way. So I wonder if those will run rampant. Perhaps we should start with the forum, then. Having worked with the Loperates in secret all this time, there's surely more they can tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I've urgent news. The forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? You think they want to announce that they're traveling to the moon? Oh, yeah. That's probably gonna be the next problem that we'll have to solve, right? I'd imagine that the forum in Sharlayan is pretty... Like, their idea is probably that they'll actually travel to the moon and use the vessel to escape. Whereas we want to fight and try to avert this catastrophe. And their plan all along was to, well, go to the moon with everyone. So just the knowledge about the moon, about who they've been working with, won't really help us all that much. Just realize there's only one way to find out. Oh god. Yeah, this is definitely not going according to plan. Ooh, this music again? A whole forum's there.
Order! Order, I say!
He could work at the British Parliament.
I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Telophoroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
The Endbearers. Meaning the Ascians?
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
They're removing the spell?
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
I wonder if they're a bit premature with
Master
that.
Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself.
Do people
She spoke
even
to
really
them
know
of a
that?
calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children, and deliver them from this doom.
This would sound like... If we hadn't been there, this would almost sound ridiculous, right? Like, even in Sharlayan, even when the Forum is presenting this to you, I wonder how many people really even take this for the truth. And even, like, considering... I don't think that many people even know about, I guess, the deeper meanings of Hydaelyn, right?
Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Well, they might understand that parallel, though.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus. For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, We have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation.
You know that in any other city-state there would just be chaos right now, right? I mean, Heidelin certainly has selected her nation well that would prepare this.
The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Oh, well that's a... Oh, by the way, we're all going to die if we don't do anything against this, but we can fly away with the moon. That's all. I mean, you know, there's no further point really discussing this, obviously. I mean, there are going to be individual instructions for everybody, which makes much more sense, but it's still, you know, kind of an interesting way to conclude this.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work.
Yeah. Like I thought, he tried to do everything that he could to save his children in the event that the final days would actually come to pass.
If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
We're leaving? Take your time.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
This actually hits pretty hard, to be honest, because he, as their father, did everything to save their lives, and then the thing that he heard from them was how he was a coward for putting his whole life to this work and seeing that his children would have a future to live in.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, We have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures, and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Oh, for fuck's sake, just say what you think. Just say what you're thinking. Why be so bound by your duty?
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Yeah, because he is.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested.
True. You want to eat a burger?
Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
Too true.
Shall we then? To the Annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
To prepare for the final fight that shall decide the fate of our star and the course its people will take. Well then. That was something. Let's see if we actually do get rest. Or something else happens in between. But I do have a feeling that we still have a little bit of time. Right? I hope. But I do want to have just a little bit more time with everyone and, you know, not just be thrust into the final days right away. Kryl tells me the Forum made a rather momentous announcement. So there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Val. The realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret after. Why me? I asked myself. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We're here, and we'll get through this together. And who knows, maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for as much. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. Yes. Returning home. It's a very fitting quest name. No Graha this time knocking on the door. Ooh, the moon. Whoa. What? Why do we suddenly have these visions? Same that was... Weird. Visitors come knocking at your door. Whoever could it be? Yeah. Can we decide who it is, or... what is this? Let's go for Alice. I think we can actually decide who it is.
Craving a midnight snack, were you? I did consider bringing a few sweets, but decided this wasn't an appropriate occasion.
Wait.
I couldn't sleep. Had a few things on my mind. I know it's late, so I'll try not to talk your ear off.
Is this... Can we really decide who's at our door here? I know there was one scene like this in Shadowbringers, but it definitely wasn't voiced. I think.
It's Xenos. I keep thinking back to Garlemald when he'd taken control of your body.
I keep thinking about that too.
An altogether terrifying experience, to say the least. And one that served as a harsh reminder. No one, no matter how strong or quick or clever, is invincible. Not even you. And as much as it might seem at times that you are, one misstep, one mistake, and that's that.
Yeah, that's why that was so terrifying, because we didn't... Like, it wasn't even really a mistake or misstep. He... You know... He just came in, teleported me out, and that was it. That actually was a pretty terrifying experience, to realize how easy that was.
Which is why, even though I know you've heard it 1,000 times before, I'm going to tell you to take better care of yourself. Because you really, really should. It goes without saying that we're all committed to this fight. But that doesn't mean that we need to throw our lives away. You know how I feel about noble sacrifices.
I think we all do, yeah.
Right, that's settled. We'll be keeping the acts of gratuitous bravado to a minimum. When I looked father in the eye and swore we'd find a way to avert this tragedy, it wasn't a promise just for him. It was a promise for you, too.
It's just not so easy to, you know, take better care of myself. A short while earlier in the Alamegan quarter? What's going on there now?
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsebar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
I really don't like the background music in this. At all.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true? They brought back tempered Garlean soldiers.
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then.
Not so keen about refugees, are they?
I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. But to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
What? What? Meanwhile in Ishgard, what is this music? Oh.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance.
In Ishgard?
Well, what have we here? Hey, are you all right?
Is the ether starting to stagnate, or what is happening?
Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more. The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. And yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
Don't say it out loud. I just wanted to have like one more night's rest without anything happening. What the hell is going on? Not with the ominous music again? I wanted to log out on like a... seriously? Can't stop now. So, I guess we're not going back to Labyrinthos then, but to Thavnair? Guess that's where it begins. Really? The music's really making me anxious again. Boy. It's just such a perfect time to stop, unfortunately. At least I think it is. Maybe it's not, but... Let's maybe pretend that I actually got a good night's sleep. Right? And then tomorrow I'll be waking up to this. So I guess what I just witnessed with that ether, maybe that is some sort of thinning of the ether or some kind of stasis or... Yeah. But I think that's been quite enough for today. Maybe if I go back to my room, the ominous music stops. Of course not. Thank you very much. Nah, no matter. Let's actually, for the first time in a while, tend to my retainers. Although then again, unfortunately, I'm not close to a company chest. Where's this one here? Oh, right, that's the one that I removed from my glamour dresser. I mean, I can still put the other stuff on the market and you know, send them on a new mission, I guess. Probably not worth selling the food stuff at the moment, because I'd imagine that everybody's got those from the main story. Maybe I can make some money with those things. At least it levels my defense level somewhat. What's the new one anyway? Okay, let's see here. Well, I guess we'll see. I could also start selling the crates as well, but... Magic prisms. Dumb stuff. Just reassign her to the same one. What did she sell? A couple of old stuff, apparently. Let's, sell these, sell these, sell these. And sell these as well. Just put the new stuff on the market, shall we? Like this. This is probably worth nothing, as always. The food stuff is never worth anything. Let's still try. There's nothing else that we really have right now, right? Yeah. Sell these. Oh, they're worth quite a lot. This is the new stuff, I presume. These are as well. Ooh, nice. It's worth quite a lot. Like, if you specifically craft for this, and if you know, do other stuff besides main story, like me, you can make quite a lot of money at the start of an expansion. Like, quite a lot. I mean, think about these leathers. They're probably fairly easy to get, and they sell for like 20,000 per piece. Alright, let's see here. What did she sell? Not much. A couple more places to put stuff on the market though. Well, yeah, this is probably not worth much. Why are there so many boiled eggs on the market? Are people truly buying these? Weird. Yeah, this is probably worth nothing. Yeah, as I thought, because you get them in the main story. Oh, these seem to sell though. Let's do this then. Maybe these as well. I mean, better to get 1,000 gil each than nothing, I suppose. It's also worth quite a lot. Glory Bee Soup. Such a weird name. King Crab Cake, you think that's worth? No, of course not. The thing that I have the most of. These are also not worth much. That's weird. There aren't even that many on the market currently. Thought they would be worth a bit more. Let's do this then. Maybe they'll sell. Oh, right. Sit here. That's just a materia. I fear the materia is actually not going to be worth much. Is it? Well, I mean, it's worth something, I guess. Let's actually change it. Maybe I'm lucky and actually sell something. Let's see. This is. Let's put them back into the inventory and put them on the market for this as well. Maybe I'll get lucky. Wait, this is, yeah. Let's see. Would still be quite a bit of gil. I mean, not that much, all things considered. But I don't need it anymore. So, release material level 7. Let's see here. This, with all the ominous music in the background all the time. And what's this one? Quick time. Yeah, unfortunately they are not really worth much. Let's do this, maybe it'll sell. Better than doing nothing. What? Quick time, alright. I mean, sometimes a lot of people buy them. Then again, maybe I thought that I made more money with them at the start of Shadowbringers, but maybe, I don't know, maybe things changed, or I don't actually know. I didn't expect to make much money off of them anyway, but it was worth a try, I guess. Oh. Something already sold. Let's do this for now. Maybe I'll get lucky and something sells. At least there's quite a lot of stuff on the market now. Ooh, equestrian rolls. Oh. That was quite a while ago, I guess. It's not worth much. The borscht. That's worth a lot. What? Okay. Nice. At least this has also cleared up my inventory somewhat. Let's put the rest of the food stuff here. The boiled egg I can eat at some point. Oh right, and then I completely forgot to put the let's put this here. Forgot to put the things away. Was it you who sold something? No, you. No. Well, that's fine. That's fine. All right. Finally dealt with that. Now that's off my back for a while. Don't really need to look at it while playing through the rest of the main story. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for now, isn't it? Wait, let me actually. I mean, with the ominous music, this room is a bit more. Or a bit less calming, I should say. But it's been an exciting day. We've been through all of the moon. And now I think we'll probably be going back to Thavnir then, which I thought we would do Labyrinthos. I expected us to go back to Labyrinthos, learn a bit more about the final days, learn a bit more about the preparations that Sharlayan was going to make. And then the final days would have started and we would go to Thavnir, but apparently the final days have started now and we're going to Thavnir. I guess that's what's happening. Obviously, I have absolutely no clue. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting. And then, well, yeah, we'll see what this is all about and also how it even begins, what even begins, and where this all leads to. Because, I mean, I'm still level 84 main story, meaning there is a lot of main story left, and it's not just going to be the final days, obviously. There's going to be much, much more. And so, yeah. I'm really, really wondering what that will be about. I really am. I don't really know what else to say. I don't really know what else will be happening. Because this time I'm actually logging out here in my room and not somewhere where I already know what will happen, right? The last 2 days, well, today we did Moon, yesterday we did Garlemald, on Sunday we did Thavnir, and sort of every time I logged out where I would begin the next day, right? So on Sunday I did Thavnir, and then we went to Garlemald and I logged out there, so I knew Garlemald was coming up and we did everything at Garlemald. And then obviously we went to the Moon and I logged out there, and today I knew I was going to go to the Moon. And now, well, we got a hint that we'll probably go to Thavnir and try to stop or at least remedy whatever's happening there. It is pretty mysterious, isn't it? So we've seen something happening in Alamigo, we've seen something happening in Ishgard, but those things apparently aren't as bad or all-encompassing as whatever's happening in Thavnir. Yeah, so that's going to be quite the journey tomorrow. And with all that's coming, again, we've done 2 dungeons in a trial. We've defeated Zodiac. We've defeated Anima. What else is there, right? What else are these coming dungeons? What is the next trial going to be? Where's the story taking us? Not only in terms of zones, but also in terms of, well, what will be our tasks, I guess. What will be our mission from here on out. This is truly going to be an absolutely incredible journey. Obviously, I won't be able to finish within the next 2 days, so that's one definite thing that I know. I have to work on Friday and Saturday. I don't know how much I'm able to play there. Probably not much. I don't even know if I want to play then, because the servers are probably going to be packed when I come home from work, and at least on Friday I would probably only have, I don't know, 2 hours maximum, I think. A lot more time on Saturday, obviously, because I don't have to work on Sunday, so... But then again, this is also why, I mean, I've been streaming for 13 hours today. Obviously, there's been a couple of breaks, but overall I've been playing for probably close to 12 hours. And, well, it's not actually that long for an entire day. I really like logging out, or I really like going to bed just a bit earlier to be, up bright and early in the morning, be able to log back in without a queue. it's just, that's really been great. It's just really great to be able to do all of this really, really early on, you know, not having to bother with any queues or anything. So I'm going to do that tomorrow as well. And yeah, I'm truly, really, really looking forward to where this is going. It's been incredible. The moon was incredible, especially the beginning of it, obviously. And I'm just at a loss for words still for this whole story, really. I can't quite wrap my head around the fact that Fandaniel and Zodiac apparently are both gone. And then what is this ominous thing with Hydaelyn? I think the game is purposely trying to make us think that it's Hydaelyn. I don't think that it actually is, though. Or at least there is something more to it. Or maybe it's just literally Hydaelyn showing us what we need to prepare for. Could also be the case. But again, I don't really know that much more to say about the story other than it's been an absolute blast. I'm really looking forward to playing more. So, see you tomorrow, and have a good night's sleep or a good day, wherever you are. Bye-bye.